Welcome to the Bougie Baldie Podcast with your host, Kellie Rhymes.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Bougie Baldie Podcast. I am Kellie, a women's hair loss support and authenticity coach with Scarring Alopecia, and I am here to uplift all of the women out there who are experiencing hair loss. If you are having any emotional or mental challenges due to your hair loss, I am here to help you get through that. Now, today I have a special guest. Her name is Sandy Green, and she is also a hair loss advocate. And we are going to hear all about her story. We're going to hear all about the things she is doing out here, the work she's doing, because she is doing some awesome things. And she's going to just share with us. Now, Sandy is a activist, a model, an advocate, a founder of several organizations, a radio personality, and an author. We're going to get all into that, okay? Now, I thought Sandy would be great to come on the show because I believe it's important for women with hair loss to see other women with hair loss out here doing great things. We are not letting it hold us back. Now, don't get me wrong, at some point in our lives, it did hold us back, but we have overcome that, and we are here to show you that you can too. So, Sandy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, again, my name is Sandy Green, and I am all those wonderful things that she said I am, and I'm just blessed to be here, to be on her podcast. I'm just excited.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now, Sandy, I know I shared a little bit about you.
Mhm.
Tell everybody where you're from, where you live, what you're currently doing. Just, are you a mother? Give us a little bit more about you.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey, but I reside in Birmingham, Alabama. I have four children. One is deceased. He was hit and killed by a drunk driver at the age of 20.
Okay.
I have nine wonderful grandchildren, and I'm just living life with my grandchildren. Just I never thought I would be here because I had so many struggles in life. And
Mm-hmm.
alopecia was one of the biggest struggles. I thought until my son died. My mom, my husband, and my son died within 3 years.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was very, very hard. And me
Mhm.
trying to deal with my alopecia, and of course, the stress made it worse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I am very sorry to hear about your son, your husband, and your mother. I know that was a very difficult time, and I know you probably are still struggling in some areas due to that. So, my
Yes.
condolences.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
let's go ahead and I want you to talk about something that you have worked on, something that you have created that is here for everyone to benefit from if they are experiencing hair loss. And that is your book. You have written a book called Crowned. And it's
Yes.
actually crowned a journey of heartbreak while battling alopecia. Now,
Yes.
normally, I ask people to share a little bit about
Mhm.
their journey, their hair loss journey. But since you have written a book that is all about your hair loss journey, let's
Yes.
go ahead and get into your book. Tell us about the book and your story.
My book came within just struggling with alopecia. It was a struggle. I was diagnosed over 25 years ago, and it wasn't important to me because my hair was thinning, but it wasn't falling out.
Okay.
And then throughout the years, it started to get real thin. My edges started to leave, so I was having problems with it. And after I said my mom, my husband, and my son died within 3 years, my hair really started to come out real, real bad
Mhm.
because of the stress, especially when my son passed.
Mhm.
So it was hard. It was hard, trying to deal with hair loss, and I'm battling so many other things, but trying to keep myself up. But
Yeah.
I know I was letting myself go because my hair wasn't important to me, at
Mhm.
that particular time. So in 2021, I shaved my head without God permission,
Mhm.
and I let it grow back, the parts that would grow back. 2022, I had went to Atlanta and bought this weave that I wanted. It was platinum blonde. And I was in my bathroom and I was taking the hair out and I took off my wig and I looked like George Jefferson or Homer the Clown. I had nothing up here, which I knew that already, but that particular day, I don't know what happened. So
Mhm.
God said to me, it's time. I'm like, it's time for what? He said to shave your head. So I don't know where I got the razor from. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. All I
Mhm.
remember is just stroking the razor across my head. Every time I would stroke it, like pounds just lifted off, just
Mhm.
lifted off. And
Mhm.
so after I got through, I got myself together. I took pictures and I sent it to my children and my grandchildren because I felt like if anybody was gonna laugh at me, I wanted to be my children and my grandchildren. And they, oh, nobody said anything.
Right.
Nobody said nothing negative. And
Mhm.
so, throughout that time, I decided to write a book because I've been through so much. I have a lot of different organizations. I want people to know having alopecia is not a death sentence. At one time, I wanted to commit suicide because I was going bald. I went to a psychiatrist. I was taking medicine because my hair meant everything to me.
Mhm.
And when it started coming out like a lot, oh, I was devastated.
Yeah.
I was devastated. So that's how my book came along. I wanted to, to share with other people that you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let nothing stop you from believing in you.
Yes. Yes. And that is a powerful message.
And
And
that's
as
just
you
the first book.
you said that's just the first book.
I have another one out too.
Oh, what's the other one?
The other one is called All That Pizza. And the
Okay.
reason why it's called All That Pizza because my granddaughter, one of my I have twin grandkids, a boy and a girl,
Mhm.
and she couldn't say alopecia. She says All That Pizza. So I named my book All That Pizza.
Okay.
Yes. So it'll be out soon. Yes.
Now, what is this book going to be about? I know
It's
it's going
about
to be about
children
hair
with
loss, but
alopecia. Hmm.
children with alopecia. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What a cute and fun concept,
Yeah.
right? Now, when I was listening to your story, some things resonated with me. Okay.
Yes.
First, the first thing that resonated was the blonde weave that you got in Atlanta. Let me tell you, that's the same thing, pretty much kind of that happened to me that really
Wow.
took my hair out. I got a quick weave and it was blonde. See,
Uh-huh.
we trying to be cute with this blonde stuff and it messed us up, right? I got
Uh-huh.
a quick weave and the stylist put, I don't even know what it's called, but you know how they put the base on your hair to mold your
Uh-huh.
hair down and
Yes.
they glue the weave on top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently I must have had some type of reaction. I don't know what happened, but when it was time for me to take that weave out and I was washing it out, same thing. All of this up here, gone. All of this right here around my edges, the top of my head, gone. And I was panicked. And at that time, I had to cut my hair off. That was the first
Uh-huh.
time I cut my hair off. And I had no choice. I was like, okay. And I was going on a trip the next day. I was going on a cruise the next day. So I was like, okay, we gotta we gotta figure this out. But as you said, God didn't tell me to do that. It was just kind of like I had to do it. I
Mhm.
got to do it out of necessity. So I let my hair grow back and it still was patchy, but I
Mhm.
still let it grow back and I wore wigs for probably, I know, several years after that, several years.
Mhm.
And then I finally made the decision to actually cut my hair and embrace this look you see in 2019.
Wow.
So it's like I totally get it.
Mhm.
It's the emotional part of it, the ups and downs. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
It's a
And
struggle.
the thing you pointed out was your hair meant everything to you. That's
Mhm.
most women. Hair is a part of our identity. That's
Yes.
just it. And especially in our community. And
Mhm.
I don't get me wrong, I know all women, hair is important, but for Black women, we used to go to the salon. I mean, we would go, I know, sit in there every week, every 2 weeks. We kept
All day.
together all day on a Saturday,
Mhm.
starving, hungry, because we want to make sure our hair is right.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So I totally get it, and I appreciate you sharing that because it definitely resonated with me.
It was hard. Even like people after my husband passed, even
Mhm.
people I dated never seen my head.
Yeah.
Never. I would even if I would go swimming,
Mhm.
I have braids. I put it up so the because it started in the middle.
Mhm.
Started to go on back some, then all of this left. Now I still have
Okay.
hair around here. So that's why I have to shave every day if I'm gonna wear my head like this because
Yep.
around the edges and the back it still grows.
Mhm.
You know,
Same.
it's hard, and sometimes still now like I was in the elevator with one of my friends, and this girl had some braids. I said, "Oh, girl, who I did your hair? I want to get some braids." Then I bust out laughing because I don't have a hair, but usually that's what I would say. So
Uh-huh.
it's just it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep. And I'm the same way. I have my hair grows in the back and on the sides very
Uh-huh.
well. And I'm like, well, can we just take some of this and put it on the top?
Mm-mm.
Nope. This
It's
is it.
crazy. I don't understand that because I have three types of alopecia. I have CCCA,
Okay.
I have scarring alopecia, and I have alopecia areata. Because see, I used to get the steroid shots on the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
It would give me migraines so bad that I would have to pull over on the side of the road. I would have headaches just that bad. So
Oh,
it wasn't worth it. My hair wasn't growing anyway, in the
yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I never got the steroid shots. I did not, honestly, I did not take any medication. I think I just was like letting it ride. I was in so much denial for so
Mm-hmm.
long that I knew I was just like, I know I can fix this. I know I could do something. I know I could do something. And I was just trying all these different things,
Mm-hmm.
camouflaging it, just doing all of these different things. But no, I didn't do any like medical attention, try any kind of
Wow.
topicals. I didn't do any of that stuff.
I did. I
But
did.
and I've heard of other women have shared with me they
Uh-huh.
have tried those things and a lot of times they just don't work,
It don't work.
and then that leads to another level of frustration because you spent your time, your money, your energy hoping that this is going to be the solution. And when it's not, that makes you spiral right back down.
It take you back from where you came because we had this clinic down here that was taking people with alopecia. It was some particular medicine. So I called them. I was like, okay, I want to do it. They gave me an appointment, and
Hmm.
God was like, no. And
Yep.
so he explained to me that even if it would grow some, it was going to come back out.
And
So
right
I'm
back
going to
out.
be more devastated than what I was in the beginning. So I wouldn't do it.
Yep,
Mm-mm.
yep. And I have CCCA as well.
Ooh.
So if for those of you guys who don't know, CCCA is a acronym of a form of scarring alopecia.
Mhm.
Scarring alopecia is a category of alopecia, and then there's different types of scarring alopecia.
Ooh.
Now you heard of Sandy say she also has, what is it, Arietta?
Yes.
Okay, so Arietta alopecia, that's a whole nother separate form of alopecia. Okay, there are many different forms. And whenever you're really kind of experiencing hair loss, usually it is going to be some form of alopecia. But again, I've always said this, not all hair loss is going to be alopecia. It could just be stress, like Sandy said, and your hair is coming out. Your hormones are imbalanced, and different things like that. Your nutrition, those things will affect your hair. So don't go straight to alopecia, but definitely go figure out what's happening with you just in case it is alopecia, because you can slow it down or kind of stop it if you catch it in time.
Oh, yeah.
Early. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if I wasn't hiding it and deny you like you said you was, maybe I
Mhm.
could have, got something done earlier. But you in denial,
Yeah. I didn't even think
Keep
about
that
that, all of
secret.
that. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna go to here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna talk to this person. We're gonna figure this
Honey,
out.
beauticians got tired of me because I wouldn't get my hair done if somebody else was in the shop. Oh no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. The last time I let the beautician touch my head was that experience I told you about with the quick weave. After that, I did my own hair. Like even if I was, just putting some kind of weave in my hair to just
Uh-huh.
disguise the hair loss, I was doing it myself. I would go right on YouTube and go find somebody who was teaching how to do it, and I would go do it myself. Nobody has touched my head. Even with cutting my hair, when I was dating and guys would be like, well, let me cut your hair. No, don't touch my head. I would not.
Oh.
I would. The first person that's touched my head since all of this is my current partner. Now he's the only one I have let cut my hair because, of course, I trust him. Hey, but other than that, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
It's even like being bald. People think you have cancer. Then they want to touch your head. No, don't touch my head.
Oh, I've had that experience too. Oh, see, you having me share stories on here. This may be a longer podcast, but I don't care. I got to tell you the story now. I was at a restaurant. Now, this is the first time I had shaved my head off bald after that incident. Super, uncomfortable, not
Oh,
confident, just really trying to make it through the day, trying to be my normal self with no hair. I went out to eat with a group of ladies. We were sitting outside. And it's a nice summer day. We're laughing, we're joking, and this man walks by. And I'm like, okay. But then he kind of walks by again and kind of stops. And I'm like, okay. He was like looking at me. He's like, I've been trying to get my wife to cut her hair off. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he just touches my head. Oh my goodness. Do you know all of the ladies? I didn't even have a chance to say anything. The ladies at the table were like, what are you doing? All over him. I was like, well, sir, you did that was not right. But I mean, I wasn't upset or anything. I did understand that he was curious. I don't know. He may have had a fetish. Hey, I don't know, because there are people who have fetishes, but I wasn't offended or anything like that. But he did, he realized that that was not the right thing to do. So lesson learned, but people will do different things out there. So
oh yeah. And even like I get stares still to today, but I'm better with the stares. And some women would stare and I would get so upset. I'm like, why they keep staring at me? Then before they leave, they'll come and whisper in my ear, I have alopecia too. I wish I was brave as you, or I'm not ready to come out. I'm like, okay, so now when people stare, I don't get upset the way I used to.
yeah, yeah. And a lot of times people are staring because you're beautiful and they can't believe that you are beautiful with no hair. You're really, realistically, people are like, dang, she's beautiful, but she don't have hair. And they're
Don't
just
have
like,
no
because everybody feels like you're not going to be beautiful if you don't have hair. But when they see it and they're like, oh, well, wait a minute. It's like they're stuck in shock.
And he's so that's why I pray to ask God, because I still want to be a woman. I'm still a woman, but I still wanted to do my hair. And
Hmm.
so I prayed to God and he showed me these tattoos. And that's what I do to my head
Hmm.
weekly. I change it weekly. So I still can feel like a woman. I still feel like I call this fixing my hair. And
Hmm.
I love doing it. I love doing it. Very seldom you'll catch me without them. Very, very seldom.
Yeah. Yeah. And you inspired me. Now I was already thinking about a tattoo, but now I'm like, oh, okay. I think I might have to do a copy off of you.
Yeah. But see, I want to get a permanent tattoo on my head because I like change.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I want to be able to change it the way I want.
And I was scared of the pain. So
Oh no,
a
I got a
temporary
lot of them.
tattoo would be perfect. I'm gonna wait till I
Yeah.
have somewhere to go.
Yes, and you was like my alopecia group is called "Don't Stare, Just Ask." Hashtag alopecia. Where I get that from? You should know, God.
Hmm.
And I was asking him for names because he was telling me to start an alopecia group. I'm like, I don't even have a name. And just like we talk, he was like, "Don't stare, just ask." Hashtag alopecia. And I was like, wow. I could have never thought of that. So
Yep.
I have a alopecia group. Don't stare, just ask.
Yep.
I have a sorority that's called Alpha Zeta Kappa. It's for hair loss, any type of hair loss, any type. I have a group for my son that's called Ron, and it's called Righteousness Overpower Negativity. That's my son that was killed by a drunk driver. That's
Hmm.
the group that I have for him. And I just like to inspire people. I go to schools talking about drinking and driving, underage drinking and driving. I talk to the mayors here in Birmingham. I have over 25 proclamations from different mayors
Okay.
agreeing with the things that I'm doing for hair loss.
Good.
September would be my fourth alopecia walk, and I'm just excited about the doors that God has opened for me.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to take a step back and kind of dive a little bit deeper into some of these things. So
Okay.
let's go back into your Facebook group. Don't stare, just ask. Hashtag alopecia. All
Yes.
right. So what is the mission of that group or the purpose of that group? Why did you create that? And what are you trying to really do for women?
When I first shaved my head, I had nobody that I can talk to,
Hmm.
nobody that can identify with what I was going through. Not one person, nobody. So I want to be that person that can encourage people. I go to the barbershop with women if they
Hmm.
choose. I can talk to them. I tell them the things that I use because I have very sensitive skin, very sensitive skin. I encourage them. I speak. I go to different events speaking about alopecia because it's oof, it's a journey, and you know
Yeah.
that it's a hard journey. I just
Mhm.
want to encourage women, let them know that they are not the only one. I didn't have that. I didn't
Right.
have that at all. Well, I did because I had God, and
Mhm.
what better lesson could I have learned than from Him? But how God embraced me, that's how I want to embrace other women, to let
Yeah.
them know that you are not the only one. It's not a death sentence. We can do this together. Whatever you need from me, I'm there.
Yes. And I thank you because I did not have anybody like any group support groups. I didn't even think about going to a support group, especially online. I didn't even
Uh-huh.
think about it. It was just, I just told my close friends and then my immediate family, which was really just my mom and my sister knew. Nobody else in my family knew. So yeah, it was just that was just my support. Like, and
Mhm.
they couldn't quite relate because they weren't experiencing exactly what I was experiencing at the
Mhm.
time. Now, later on, some of them have experienced hair loss. So, they
Wow.
have come to me and like asked me questions because they know I've already been through it. I'm using this and I'm using that. So they're talking to me now or, later on. But yeah, having a group of women or people who are in the same situation to talk to,
Yes.
just to say, this is what I'm feeling, to have
Mhm.
someone to say, girl, I know, let me uplift you.
Mhm.
Okay, I can relate. Here's what you do. Here's go
Yes.
get this, go get that.
Mhm.
That means a world to somebody who is sitting in their house feeling down because of their hair loss and they're feeling like they're no longer beautiful. They feel like they look like a man because I know I felt
I
definitely
did
felt like
too.
that. All of these different things, it is awesome to have a support group. And there are many out there. This is just one, but this is a great group for anybody, any women who are experiencing hair loss. Definitely check out Don't Stare, Just Ask, hashtag alopecia. I'm
Yes.
going to put that in the description below. But don't worry, anything we talk about in this episode, all of the links and anything to contact Sandy, it's going to be in the description. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, so let's move into the next topic that you kind of
Mhm.
mentioned, and this is the Alpha Zeta Kappa Sorority Incorporated in your
Yeah.
work with this sorority. I know you said a little bit about helping women, girls, and children with hair loss, but can we dive a little bit deeper into what that organization is doing?
Our organization, it sponsors my alopecia walk.
Okay.
Because that's my 501c3. I got it through my sorority, and my alopecia group is an umbrella under there. So I
Okay.
try to keep everything together.
Mhm.
And it's for hair loss, any type, cancer, lupus, because hair loss is, to me, is hair loss. Whatever type you have, majority of the time we all go through the same thing, the same emotions. I just want to be there for our people. We feed the homeless, we help people regardless to what it is, what you need from us. It's like I'm in a community, doing whatever I need to do. Whether it's a house fire or it's a tornado, we
Mhm.
go in there, we're going to show support, we're going to help people. And that's what I want, support. Things that I did not get, that's what I try and give.
Okay. Good, good. Oh, you a busy lady.
I try to be.
I don't know how you do it all. You are a busy woman because we're not even talking about everything you have done. I mean, remember, I said she has been an actress. Like, come on now. This is just a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Not even including her personal life and just being on social media, posting and all of that, right?
All the time, right?
Yes, yes. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about your radio show, which is
Yes.
the Miss Baldy. Is that right? Miss Baldy radio
Mhm.
show, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the Miss Baldy radio show, tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that. Tell us where we can listen to you and provide some information.
Sure. Miss Bobby Radio Show is sponsored by the Hilltop Radio Show, and that's how you can go online and look it up, and you can hear us on air. My show start back again next Friday,
Okay.
the first Friday in February. My show start back. My guests, I have people with alopecia, mental health,
Mhm.
anything that a person want to talk about. I have different artists on my radio show.
Okay.
Whatever or whomever need me, I'm just there. I just have that heart. Like I said earlier, I try to give people what I did not have because I know what it feel like. So I love talking to the different guests, the different artists, sharing their music, having that connection with them. I have so many artists on my page now that I laugh because I never thought I would be here.
Right.
And
Right.
just allowing God to open doors for me. I don't open my door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go in the wrong door. So I allow God. If God don't say it, I'm not going to do it.
There you go. There
I'm
you
not going
go.
to do it. I can't.
And
I've been through too much. I've been through too much.
yeah. Yeah. And it's like, you don't know where you're supposed to go, right? We may have an idea, but that may not be God's plan. So you sometimes got to sit back and
Yeah.
just be like, all right. And it's not easy because I know I'm going through it as we speak. Actually, it's like, okay, I don't know what's happening next, but I know it's gonna be in my favor. So let me just sit back and see what doors open and who I'm attracted to, who comes to me. It's been so many incidences of, oh, I want to do a show on this topic. And then all of a sudden I'll see somebody online who's talking about that and I can connect with them and bring them on the show. Like, it's like, this is divine
Everybody
timing.
have a story.
Yes,
Everybody have a story, and it's just
everybody has
something.
a story.
Because
Everybody,
even
yeah.
after everything that I do, I'm a substitute teacher.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
yeah, and I work in a medical field as well. So
Oh
I
yeah.
do. I and I'm busy,
Hmm.
but for me, I'm not busy enough because
Really?
God, people still need you.
Yes. Yes. People still need you. However, we just still have to make sure that we are taking the time for ourselves, for our
Oh yes, I
rest, and
do.
taking care of ourselves. We're not overextending ourselves because that's another
Um,
issue that can happen as well.
Oh no, I don't. I don't over
Okay.
because I've been there. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I just
Yep.
love for people to smile when you've been broken so many years, the way I have been, wasn't
Hmm.
able to smile, just did not know what your next day was gonna be like.
Hmm.
I'm at a happy place in my life. I do not date. I
Hmm.
haven't dated in years. It's by choice because I wanted to learn the ball Sandy.
Hmm.
I want to go to get closer to God. And I know that with dating, I'm going this way, I'm going that way. I wouldn't have the time to really
Hmm.
give to God the way I really wanted to.
Hmm.
So I don't date.
Okay.
I never thought I would be here. It's been years, and I always thought I had to have someone, but I
Mm.
learned God was the only person I need.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Now,
mean,
do
and
I get lonely at times? Yeah. But when I think about what could happen, uh-uh. I'm like, no.
like I'm good. I'm good. Me.
I'm good. But I want to date again. I really do. I want to date again.
And whenever you're ready, it'll happen. It's no rush. Like
Girl, it's been years.
I would say it again,
It's been years.
but that's
But
okay.
I have so much going on, like with my different groups. I just want to live. You know, by my mom, my husband, and my son died within 3 years. For a long time, I did not live. My husband died on my birthday. So that was very, very hard. I didn't celebrate
Yeah.
my birthday for a long time. Yeah, he died on my birthday on the 18th of February.
Mm-hmm.
But after they got him to the hospital, it was the 19th, like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
So that was so, so hard. And, I'm just living. I'm living again. I'm alive. Never thought I would be here.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought I'd be a spokesperson for anything because I have a lisp. I stutter.
Mm-hmm.
So I never, really talked in front of people. I was always shy because I didn't want people to talk about me because I stutter. So I was always in the background. But
Yep.
now it's just exciting.
Yes. And it's just I'm sitting here listening, and I'm just like I can just relate on so many different levels. I'm a widow as well. I don't know if you know that. I'm a
No.
widow as well. I get what you're saying. I can look, I stayed in the background as well. I muted myself, as a young child and stayed muted until adulthood. I didn't start really talking and sharing and putting myself out there until I started getting online and coaching, and I had to, and
Yeah.
now I'm comfortable with it. And now I'm just going to different levels, like
Oh God. Come
the
on.
podcast. Now I'm
Yeah.
working on a TV show. I'm like, look, I'm out
On
here.
a TV
I'm
show.
working on a TV show. Yes.
Okay, now let
I'll
me
be
interview you. Tell me about your TV show.
we're gonna talk about that another time. But that is in the works. And it's like, You just don't know where you're going to be led. And you're going to be led where you're supposed to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were put on this earth for a reason. I was put on this earth for a reason. And stepping into that is a wonderful thing. So I totally get when you're saying, I'm living. I'm finally able to live. I get what you're saying. When you step into something you truly are passionate about and truly enjoy, it's nothing like it. It's nothing
Oh,
like it.
no.
And you have so much energy. You have all the energy in the world because you're doing something you love.
And I love what I do. I really do. I'm just excited. I smile when I talk about my life.
Mm-hmm.
I just
You
don't.
should. You should.
I'm just excited that again for God to choose me. I think about my family and how different we are
Mm-hmm.
because I'm bald. And just embracing it. And my grandchildren love my head. The smaller ones, every time they see me, they rub my head. They take their cards and ride it on top of my head. They had their toys playing on top of my head, and I just sit there and I laugh. I'm like, wow. I'm just
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
Well, Sandy, tell us what is next for you? What do you have going on? What can we support? Let us know.
I have the next big thing for me is my alopecia walk. It's God's alopecia walk. It's September the 20th in Birmingham, Alabama. It's called Fortendale. I've had it there the last 2 years. This would be my fourth alopecia walk, and I'm just excited again that I can do things that I never thought. I never had this in mind for me to be over anything. I was always in the background playing and stuff. Wasn't never the face of it, but I'm just excited about that.
Okay. All right.
And the new release of my book, I'm trying to get a date of my children book so that can be released. I got a lot of traveling to do. I'll be going to Texas in August.
Okay.
Then I'll be going for a Baldie conference. Then I'll be going again in September
Mm-hmm.
for Babe. She having a sneaker ball, another alopecia lady.
Okay.
Miss Dixon, whatever I'm called to do, still speaking in schools about drinking and driving, still feeding the homeless, clothing the homeless, wherever my hands is needed.
Sandy, tell us, where can we find your books, the book you have out now and the book that's coming?
On my webpage is www.don'tstarejustask.com.
Okay. All right. You got that, you guys? www.don'tstarejustask.com.
Yes.
Again, all of her links will be in the description of this episode.
Yes.
So, Sandy, I would like to thank you for coming on the Bougie Baldie podcast. And also, thank you for the work you're doing. You are out here doing some amazing things, amazing things. And I want you to know, I don't know you that well, but based off of what you told me, I appreciate you because you are
Thank
out here
you.
doing the thing.
I appreciate you and your podcast to get the awareness out.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, that is all we have for this episode. And I will say, just on my behalf, if you like this sweatshirt that I have on, this is the Bougie Baldie sweatshirt. You can pick this up on my website, as well as some other shirts that are positive affirmations for women with hair loss. You can check that out at www.limitlessmindsetcoach.com. That shopping link will also be in the description of this show. All right. So from my heart to yours, I'm going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Are you a woman struggling with hair loss, feeling unattractive and insecure? At Limitless Mindset Coaching, we understand the emotional toll that hair loss can take. In just 90 days, we help you transform from feeling lost and embarrassed to radiating with confidence and joy. Imagine building your self-esteem, discovering the perfect camouflage technique to cover up your hair loss, and receiving tips and tricks that can help you with your hair loss and embrace the new you while connecting with a supportive community of women just like you. Say goodbye to those negative emotions and hello to a positive mindset. Picture vibrant new relationships, walking to the room with your head held high, participating in social events and activities again, and living a life filled with happiness. Are you ready to take that first step? Well, visit www.limitlessmindsetcoach.com or click the link in the description today, and let's embark on this empowering journey together.
Thank you for watching the Bougie Baldie Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe